What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Oakley Corners State Forest, US 5221. So today we're going to attempt to do an activation that I've been trying to do for like a month. I'm using a Wolf River Coils Silverbolt 1000 with a 17-foot whip. I'm actually using good coax today too. I'm using ABR good stuff. The reason I'm using a pretty big antenna and decent coax is the band conditions are absolutely atrocious today. They're horrendous. I'm not sure how this is going to go. This might be extremely slow because the radio that I'm going to be using today is the Penntek TR-35. So this radio belongs to Brian Swann, N1BS. Brian was nice enough to loan this to me. So we're gonna see if we can make any contacts with this thing today. Now, like I said, the bands are horrible. I may, depending on how things go, have to switch radios to something that puts out a little more power because we've had geomagnetic storms, we've had solar flares. It's the A and K are really high. It's been bad. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna attempt. Sometimes, you know, we're running 5 watts. The only reason I've got the tuner on there is because I want to be able to see the power output. That's one of the things about this radio that's kind of obnoxious is there's no power output. There's no SWR meter. So I can see SWR and power output on that ATU-10. Not that I need the tuner because that is a resonant antenna. So I've been playing with this TR-35. I thought I would like this radio more than the TR-45L, which I like okay, but it's not that great a radio. Honestly, I'm not that huge a fan of this thing. For as big as it is, I hate the fixed side tone on these Penntek radios. I'm not a fan. They're 700 hertz, which is too high for me, and it's fixed. I don't like the fact that there's no SWR meter, there's no power meter. The filtering is not amazing. The key speed is not even close to accurate. 20 is closer to 24. I mean, it's okay. I personally prefer my mountain toppers to this thing. They're smaller, they're lighter, and they have more features, I think. Now, this does have some cool features. I mean, we can change our filtering. It does have adjustable AF and RF gains and transmit power and all that stuff, which the mountain toppers don't have. But like I said, I don't think this is the radio for me. This might be your favorite radio, and that's fine. Like I said, I mean, you look at Ed Bennett, he loves his TR-45s. I was okay with the TR-45, but it certainly wouldn't be my first choice in radio. Like I said, there are some things about this radio that I don't like. I like the size and form factor of this radio better than the TR-45. I think maybe a TR-45 skinny might be the sweet spot. Now, keep in mind that the guy who makes these is retiring. So there may be none of these available. I haven't checked the website, so I don't know. So let's go ahead and set you guys down here. It is freezing today. Today is April 21st, and it is freezing cold. It's like 30 something here today. It's far too cold for being almost May. My hands are absolutely frozen. So I may, at some points in this video, actually have to stop the video and get into the truck to warm myself up. I thought about activating from the truck today, but I really don't like doing that. So I'm starting on 40 meters because, like I said, the bands are really, really bad. And I'm hoping that maybe 40 meters I can get some more local close-in type contacts. I was smart. I wore a watch with a GMT hand today, so I don't have to think about what time it is. So it's currently 16:20. So we'll call QRL one more time. I'm hoping you can hear that. Like I said, the side tone on this thing is fixed, and it's not very loud. I'm running the N0SAM3 today. This is the first time I've had this key in the field. This thing is beautiful to send on. I absolutely love it. Now, I did not program my CQ memories into this thing, so I think we're just going to hand send them. Before I get rolling on this though, I am gonna hop in the truck real quick and warm my hands up because they are super duper cold. So I'm gonna kill this for just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm a little more warmed up than I was. It's still not super warm, but whatever. Another thing I don't like about this radio is it doesn't have a clock. Now, a lot of these little CW only radios don't have clocks, but some of them do, so. Okay, I actually did program this CW memory, so let's see how it works. Nope, I didn't. That's still Brian's. Let me try to record it again. Ooh, that's loud. Let's turn that down. All right, let's try that. Turn our... See if that works. There we go. Haven't hit the RBN yet. That's not a good sign. Oh, I just did. Trying to get this to exactly 5 watts. There we go. 6 dB. Ooh, this is gonna be a rough day. Let's see what spots look like here. Like I said, it could be extremely slow today. We will see. Let's see what the RBN spots look like. Not good. I'm getting out to about, I don't know, Cleveland and, I don't know, up near Boston. Not great. Oh, it's cold. Pump the key. Something told me this was going to be like this. Like I said, with conditions the way they are, I might not get anybody on this radio. I could try to move to 20 or something too. He's way down there. Take it. He should be Virginia. Yep. Thanks for the contact, man. This radio has a weird keyer in it too. It's kind of strange to key on. Well, that's one. We only need 9 more. Occurred to me. I logged his call sign wrong. It should be KJ4, not K4J. KJ4. Sorry about that, man. I sent the wrong thing. I knew that wasn't right. Something tells me that 40 meters might be a bust. Now, it is the middle of the day. The only reason I chose 40 to start on is because, like I said, we did just have a flare. And it was kind of blotting out the higher bands. I mean, switching bands would be pretty easy. We'll call CQ a few more times on 40 and we'll see what happens. Like I said, if this gets too frustrating, I will, I'll switch to a radio that puts out more power. Like I said, I don't dislike this radio. I just, for some reason, these Penntek radios, there are things about them that just frustrate me. Like I said, I don't like the keyers. The key speed isn't good. I mean, it works, but like I've got it set at 19 and it's currently setting at 22 or 23. I don't like the fixed 700 hertz side tone. That one bugs me. Now, some of the nice features, like I said, it's super easy to set the CQ memory, the CW memories. It's super easy. Like it's got a really nice encoder in it. You know, like I said, it does have adjustable AF and RF gains, which is nice. Like I said, I don't think this radio's for me. I thought it was gonna be, but I don't hate it. I don't like it as much as, like I said, like the Mountain Toppers, or say the KX1. Let's see if my RBN spots look any better. Nah, it's pretty much the same still. I mean, we're not doing all that great here. You can't see there's a glare, but I mean, we're getting into Massachusetts, Ohio, Virginia. That's about it. Maybe we'll switch to 20 meters real quick. Like I said, 20 was pretty much wiped out earlier, so. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to 20 meters. So let me do this. Say 20 CW. Okay, so let's go ahead and QSY to 20. So I'll actually just leave this recording while I do this. You guys can kind of watch me tune this antenna. So unhook it from the tuner here. Get my nano VNA. Now I don't know what tuner 920 is gonna be like with that big whip on there. I put the big whip on because it tunes the lower bands easier with that. I should be able to tune 20 on this though. Yeah, that SWR is beautiful on 40 meters with this Wolf River coils antenna. You can get the SWR. I mean, it's 1-to-1. So let's go recall 20 meters. And let's shrink this down. Whoops. Might need to either put the shorter whip on here or just take the coil off. Let's just take the coil off because I don't really need the coil on 20 meters. I don't need the coil on anything lower than or higher than 20. So we'll take the coil right out of the equation. Just put the whip back on. Now, I will say that with the stock Wolf River coils radials, I cannot get the SWR on 20 amazing. I can't put my normal radial field on this that I would with my Gable tripod because this uses a different setup. I actually need to build a different radial setup for this. I'm just using the stock Wolf River coils ones right now. But, I mean, I do have the Gable with me, but I think we'll just stick with what we've got for now. So let's see what we can get for 20 meters with these three 33-foot counterpoises. Normally 20 meters is a little ways down. That's the problem I have with this. I can't get the SWR amazing with this radial setup. But I do have the tuner. Yeah, 1.8, which isn't amazing. But, like I said, we have the tuner, so that should be a non-issue. I don't know if you can see the screen or not, but like I said, it's about 1.8, 1.9, something like that. So with the tuner, we should be fine. So now we're just on just the whip. Let's get this camera spun back around here. Sorry about all the jostling. All right. Let's turn the radio back on. Switch bands. Tune it up. There's somebody on 58, so we're gonna Okay, so we're on 20 now. Let's see what happens on 20 meters. Narrow that filter up. Okay. Let's see what happens. Hit the RBN. Not according to the RBN, I didn't. According to Ham Alert, I did. Like I said, I apologize. This one's going to be boring, but I kind of had the feeling this was going to be this way. Like I said, I have different radios with me. So if it gets too boring and too slow, which it currently is, I will switch radios. Yeah, I'm not getting out very well. Chicago and South Carolina, basically. Eric. He came up. Five, 2, 9. Well, that's one. I'm getting out to Utah now. I mean, the signal noise ratios are horrible. 4 dB, 3 dB. 7K. K7K. Idaho. Well, that's 2. That's better than 40. We will, that one was really down in the weeds. He was hard to hear, but I mean, it's Idaho. So, let's see what happens here on 20. It is really cold. So, I think the more I use this radio, the more I like it a little better than I initially did. Like I said, I haven't really used it a ton. Somebody's tuning up on top of me. But it's still not, I still don't think it's the radio for me. I still think I still think the TR-35 skinny would probably be the sweet spot. Like I said, this is missing some things that I really would like to have on a radio, specifically things like power and SWR, although my MTR-3B doesn't have those either, but the MTR-3B is half the size of this. So this radio is big and it is heavy for what it is. Hands are freezing. Well, we'll call CQ a few more times and see what happens. And if that doesn't work, if we don't really get anything, I mean, I'm really getting nothing for RBN spots. Like I said, I know the band conditions are atrocious, but I may switch radios. I wanted to give this thing a fair shake. And I'll definitely take it out again when the band conditions are better, because I don't want to base my opinion on this, because I know the bands are horrible. Plus sides, like I said, it's got a great encoder. Memories are easy to program. It's got adjustable RF and AF gains. Key speed's adjustable on the fly, which I absolutely love, although it isn't accurate. Display is very easy to read, although it's small. Pin diode switching, which is fantastic. All right, one more CQ and then we're going to switch radios, I think, because I don't think 5 watts is going to cut it today. Okay. All right, I'm going to switch radios to something with a little bit more power. Like I said, we'll take this TR-35 back out when I've got a little bit better band conditions. I knew this was going to be hard today. So give me just a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. So we'll give a radio a little more power shot. We're running 5 watts on the TR-35, and that just wasn't going to cut it. So we were still on our 17-foot whip. I thought about, I've got the KX2 with me. I thought about maybe getting that out, but that's only 10 watts. Then I thought maybe about the G90. So that's 20 watts. But conditions are not amazing today. So I just decided to bring the FTDX10 out with me. Hopefully, hopefully this gets the job done. If 100 watts doesn't get the job done, I don't know what I'm going to do. So let's see what happens on this one. Go back up to 57, which is where I was before, I think. Listen how quiet this is. Let's lock that VFO. Woo! All right, pretty sure I was on 57 before. Let me see. Yep, okay. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Let's program our... All right, let's see what 100 watts does. Well, that's one. Sorry about reaching in front of the camera. I just wanted to grab my adapter so it didn't roll away. Oops. Hit the wrong one. We faded. Sent 72 by accident. Well, that's more promising already, even with the band conditions as lousy as they are. RBN spots look better. Not amazing, but they look a whole lot better than they did on the 5 watts. Need at least 3 more. What? That was weird. I knew it was going to be rough today. That's why I brought this radio. Even with this radio, it's rough. Man. Like I said, band conditions just absolutely atrocious today. I called CQ 20 times this morning on 20 meters on this radio. Here. Missed that first letter. Okay. That was an accurate signal report. I don't give those very often when I'm out in the field. So like I said, I sent CQ 20 times on 20 times, I think, on 20 meters, and I got 3 spots on the RBN. It was insane. Conditions have gotten better since this morning, but they're still not great. So we need a minimum of 2 more. I know this is really slow, and I apologize. Yep. H. He faded. Can't feel my fingers. D. Fingers are frozen. Man, I can't feel my fingers. My hands are so cold. It's windy and it is freezing. And I'm starting to key poorly because my hands are so cold. It's hard to send with gloves on though, so I'm not wearing gloves. I think I know what that was. Yep, RPG. Yep. Oh, my hands are so cold. All right, we're gonna call CQ 1 or 2 more times. Now that's a big difference between 100 watts and 5 watts. I mean, I would expect normally to get huge pileups on 100 watts, but with the conditions the way they are today. All right, we're gonna call CQ 1 more time. So we've got 12 in the log. Lots of familiar call signs there. Oh, it's cold. Okay. Yep, you heard that right. Oop. Okay, let's send that again. I'm going to do some single sideband, which is something I almost never do. But because I have this radio with me... Oh, wait, somebody's tuning up. We'll call CQ 1 more time, because there was somebody there. Okay, so we're gonna move up the band here. Gotta unlock my VFO. Let's do this. Because we have like no background noise here, I can turn the levels on this way up. All right, let's find a clear frequency. I'm only going to do a couple of these, but just for giggles, let's see if we can get anybody on single sideband. Better tune this back up. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? All right, just for giggles, I never do this. Let's call CQ a couple times on 20 on single sideband just to see what happens. So let's change our spot. Oh, my hands are cold. It is freezing. Absolutely freezing out here. All right, let's change our spot. We're going to go respot. And we're going to go frequency 14.262. We're going to go SSB. We're going to go spot. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. And we may not get any bites with the band conditions the way they are. I'm not sure how well single sideband's going to work. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. We might get skunked on single sideband. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. We could at least get one.
Kilo India 5, Golf Tango Romeo.
Hey. Kilo India 5, Golf Tango Romeo. Man, I just talked to you a second ago. What's going on, man?
Hey, Roger, man. It looked familiar there, Evan. Hey, thanks for the CW as well, man. Got a good signal here. 5-7 where way the bands are here in the Alfa Romeo.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, you're a 5-5 here in the park in New York. Yeah, I really appreciate the contact. I don't normally do single sideband, but I figured I'd give it a shot today.
Yeah, Roger, man. I tell you what, I just got back from a camping trip all weekend, and I tell you what, the bands were really rough, man, but I got a good signal on you. Hey, good luck. Have fun out there.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the contact, and have a good one. 7-3.
7-3.
QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 2, Echo Juliet Tango, calling CQ for Parks on the air. Park to park, go ahead. 5. One more time, Kilo India 5. Gotcha. Roger, Roger, Kilo India 5, Hotel Golf X-Ray. I've got you about a 2-2 here in the park, QSL.
5-5 into my park. Yes, 1493.
Roger, Roger, and I'm at US 5221. Hey, thanks for the park to park. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. 7-3.
Kilo Echo 2, India X-Ray.
India X-Ray. Kilo India, or Kilo Echo 2 India X-ray. I've got you about a 5.5 here in the park, QSL.
Yeah, QSL 5.5. You're about a 5.5 here in Sierra Charlie.
Roger the 5.5 in South Carolina. Hey, I appreciate the contact today. Good luck in 7.3.
Yeah, good on you. Have a good time. K2IX Clear.
QRZ.
Kilo 4 Zulu Echo Victor Park to Park.
Kilo 4 Zulu Echo Victor Park to Park. Go ahead.
QSL, you're a good 5.5 here in my park at US 9198, South Carolina.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're about a 5.5 as well here into US 5221. Roger.
Thank you for the 5.5 and 73. Have a good afternoon.
7.3 and good luck. Thank you for the contact. QRZ.
Alpha Echo 0 Tango Oscar.
Echo 0 Tango. Alpha Echo 0, come again?
Alpha Echo 0 Tango Oscar.
Alpha Echo 0 Tango Oscar. I've got you about a 5.7 here in the park, QSL.
Roger, I got you 5 high coming into Missouri, Mike Oscar.
Roger. Thank you for the contact in Missouri. Have a good one at 7.3.
You too, 7.3.
QRZ. CQ POTUS, CQ Parks on the Air. Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for Parks on the Air. We'll call CQ 1 or 2 more times. Like I said, this isn't normally my thing, but every once in a while it's fun to do, especially with a 100-watt radio, because single sideband's rough on QRP sometimes. I mean, I do it, but CQ POTUS, CQ Parks on the Air. Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for Parks on the Air. All right, last call. CQ POTUS, CQ Parks on the Air. Kilo 2 Echo Juliet Tango calling CQ for Parks on the Air. All right, everybody, I'm going to go QRT. Thanks, all hunters. I appreciate it. And until next time, 7-3. All right. So we'll kill that guy. So this was substantially different than what I would normally do. Hopefully you were not absolutely bored to tears. That TR-35 is kind of an interesting radio. Like I said, I don't think it's for me, but a lot of people love it. And I can see why. It's got some really cool features. I want to get out and give it really its fair shake, because today was not a fair shake. The bands are in really, really bad condition. I will probably be taking this FTDX10 out more. You know, when you're running a little more power, it makes things a whole lot easier. I really enjoy running QRP, but with the band conditions the way they were today, I knew it was going to be ugly, and that's why I brought this out with me. As always, a 17-foot vertical gets the job done. This really is. As far as ease of setup and takedown and stuff, these things are really hard to beat. The one issue with this particular setup that I have right now is I am running the stock Wolf River Coils 33-foot counterpoises, and these things are a rat's nest. Even when you wrap them up neatly, they still are. It's like polystealth wire, and it's hard to wind up so it doesn't make a mess. I'm going to make my own counterpoise setup similar to what I've got for my Gable, with multiple shorter silicone jacketed wire. That's the way to go. But yeah, that works pretty well. And the reason I ran this particular setup today is because I knew I might run 100 watts, and I can't run 100 watts through the Gable, but I can run 100 watts through this thing. So I ran good coax with the Wolf River Coils tripod with the 17-foot whip. And yeah, that got the job done. I mean, like I said, with band conditions the way they were today, I knew it was going to be horrendous. I can't say enough good things about this N0 SA key. My sending was not great today, but I mean, it's cold out. My fingers are numb. But this key is fantastic to send on. So thank you, Larry, for making that thing. It's fantastic. And as always, the FTDX10, it's hard to argue with an FTDX10. Some people don't like the ergonomics, but man, it is an awesome radio. So at any rate, everybody, I really appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, I know this one is a little different. It's gonna be a little long and it's a little weird. It might be a little boring, especially in the beginning. But I kind of wanted you to see what it's like with bad band conditions in QRP. And today we had bad band conditions in QRP. And what I get, 4 contacts, something like that on 5 watts. And when we switched to 100, we started getting them halfway decent. But again, this is what I would expect normally on QRP, right? I mean, normally you've seen my activations in the past where I'll get, you know, no problem, 15, 20 contacts in 20 minutes. This was substantially slower, but like I said, the bands have just been horrendous lately. So at any rate, everybody, who start stuttering, so cold I can't even talk anymore. At any rate, everybody, I really do appreciate everybody watching. I'm going to get out more with that TR-35. I really appreciate Brian letting me borrow that radio. Like I said, I want to give it its fair shake. I want to get it out and give it at least a couple more activations. I've used it a little bit in the shack, but I kind of want to get more time here in the field before I give a full report on what I really think about the radio and do a QRP head-to-head video on it. But at any rate, everybody, until next time, you know, hopefully next time the band conditions are better. I do have some other activations coming up soon. I'm going to have some multiple op activations coming up soon, so we'll see how that goes. So at any rate, thanks everybody for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, as always, 7-3.